Now guys, we are done with some examples on the product of radicals. We are going to do now quotient. Quotient is the answer of division, so we're going to see how can we divide radicals. So quotient property over radicals. If I have division like this, a over b, a divided by b inside nth radical or nth root, then we can separate them. We can do nth root of a divided by nth root of b, or vice versa. Just the denominator cannot be 0 because division by 0 has no meaning, as we know. So b cannot be equal to 0, and all these roots has to be defined. Like if that's even, then a cannot be negative, and so on. Example A, we want to simplify square root of 27 over square root of 3. 27 doesn't have exact square root because we don't know number times itself is going to be 27, but we know 27 is divisible by 3. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide them first inside the square root. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Then we find the square root of 9, which is 3. Over here we want to find cubic root of x power 60 divided by 8. This time we can't divide x by 8 because we don't know what the value of x. So what we are going to do, we are going to separate them as we have seen earlier on the property here. So now it's going to be cubic root x power 6, and that's good because 6 is divisible by 3, over cubic root of 8. Cubic root of 8 is 2 because 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times is going to give you 8. So on the top we're going to have x power 6 divided by 3, which is 2. On the denominator we are going to have 2 because 2 is the cubic root of 8. So the final answer is x power 2 over 2. Or you can write it as, when you divide by 2 it means half. So you can write it as half x power 2. When we deal with the radicals, for the problem to be in its simplest form at the end, the denominator cannot be irrational, cannot have radical. So we have to have a rational number, like regular number. So we call it rationalizing the denominator, meaning you make the denominator, the bottom part of the fraction, you make it as a real number without, like regular number without the radical sign. So over here we're going to see how to do that. To do that we need to multiply the numerator and denominator of the fraction, because whatever you multiply on the top you have to multiply it on the bottom, by a quantity so that the radicand has an exact root. So now if the denominator, if the bottom has a square root of b, then you multiply both numerator and denominator by square root of b. For example, if I have 2 over square root of 3, that's square root of b, square root of 3. So I multiply both numerator and denominator by square root of 3. On the top is going to be 2 times square root of 3, and we write it 2 square root of 3. On the bottom, when you multiply 3 times 3, that's 9. Then you find the square root of 9, which is 3. So now, as you can see, the denominator is rational number. If the denominator is nth root of b power x, you multiply both numerator and denominator by the nth root of b raised to the power n minus x. We're going to see why. Say you have 5 over cubic root of 2. This 2 is 2 power 1. I want to make it 2 power 3, so I can divide that 3 by 3. So I need to multiply the cubic root of 2 by another cubic root of what? Over here it's 1, right? So you subtract 3 minus 1. So you need to multiply by 2 power 2. On the top you are going to have 5 cubic root of 4. 2 power 2 is 4. On the bottom you are going to have cubic root of 2 power 1 times 2 power 2, which is 2 power 3. Then when you divide that power by 3, you get regular 2.